On a bright spring day, a man was walking in the park. The sun felt warm on his face as birds sang in the trees above. While enjoying his walk, he heard a strange sound. It was a soft crying noise coming from some bushes nearby. The man stopped to listen more carefully. There it was again, tiny whimpers that sounded like they needed help. He walked over to the thick bushes and carefully pushed aside some branches. What he saw made his heart sink. Very small puppies were huddled together, shaking and scared. These puppies were so tiny they could barely keep their eyes open. Their ribs showed through their skin, and they were dirty and cold. The man looked around but saw no mother dog anywhere. Someone had left these helpless puppies all alone in the park. Poor little things, the man whispered. He knew he couldn't just leave them there. Without help, they wouldn't survive even one more night outside, but he also knew the puppies would be afraid of him. He needed to be very careful. Slowly, he knelt down on the grass. He made sure not to make any sudden moves that might scare the puppies more. They tried to back away, pressing against each other and whimpering louder. The man just sat still and put his hand on the ground, palm down. He kept his voice soft and gentle as he talked to them. "It's okay, little ones. I'm not going to hurt you. You're safe now," he said in a quiet voice. He didn't try to grab them or reach for them. He just waited patiently, letting the puppies get used to him being there. Time passed slowly. The man stayed very still. Finally, after many minutes, one puppy seemed curious. This puppy was a bit bigger than the others. It took one wobbly step toward the man's hand, then another. Its tiny nose twitched as it sniffed the air. The man didn't move at all. Finally, the puppy's wet nose touched his fingers for just a quick moment. That small touch was a big step. The man smiled but stayed still. Where one puppy had been brave enough to go, the others soon followed. Little by little, all 5 puppies came closer. They were still scared, but now they seemed to sense that the man wanted to help them. Very gently, the man took off his light jacket. He folded it to make a soft, warm nest. One by one, he picked up each puppy with careful hands. He held each one close to his chest for a moment before placing it on the jacket. The smallest puppy worried him most. It was no bigger than his hand and shook more than the others. "You need help right away, little one," the man said softly. After all puppies were on his jacket, he carefully wrapped the edges around them to keep them warm and safe. He held this precious bundle against his chest and started walking home. His planned walk was forgotten. These tiny puppies needed him now. When he got home, the man worked quickly but carefully. He put his jacket with the puppies on the bathroom floor. He rolled up small towels around them so they couldn't crawl away and get hurt. Next, he needed to feed them. In his kitchen, he found an eyedropper he used when cooking. It would work for now to feed the hungry puppies. He warmed some water and mixed in a little milk from his fridge. It wasn't perfect food for puppies, but it would help until he could get the right supplies. He picked up the largest puppy first and put a drop of the milk mixture on its lips. The puppy began to lick eagerly. The man remembered to hold the puppy upright against his chest while feeding it. He knew puppies could choke if they lay flat while drinking. Each puppy got its turn to eat. Some were hungrier than others. The tiny runt of the litter was so weak it could barely lick the drops. The man had to place single drops right on its tongue and wait between each one. It took a long time, but the puppies started to drink a little better by the end. After all puppies had eaten, the man made a cozy nest of soft towels for them to sleep in. Now that the puppies were safe for the moment, the man called the local animal rescue for advice. The kind person who answered told him some important things. Regular cow's milk can actually make puppies sick. They need special puppy formula. Also, the puppies would need feeding every 2 to 3 hours, even during the night. The rescue was too full to take in more animals, but they could give supplies and advice if the man could keep the puppies for now. The man looked at the sleeping bundle of puppies. "I'll do my best for them," he promised. His neighbor agreed to watch the sleeping puppies for a short time while the man went to the pet store. He bought puppy milk formula, special nursing bottles made for puppies, a heating pad, puppy pads for when they peed or pooped, a small pet carrier, and a digital scale to check their weight each day. The rescue worker had told him that puppies gaining weight steadily was the best sign they were doing well. Back at home, the man set up a proper care area for the puppies. He put the heating pad on low setting under half of a small cardboard box that he lined with soft blankets. This way, the puppies could move to a cooler spot if they got too warm. Next to the box, he placed a ticking clock wrapped in a hand towel. The steady tick-tock sound would remind the puppies of their mother's heartbeat and help them feel safer. As the afternoon turned to evening, the man got ready for his first night of puppy care. Every 3 hours, he warmed the formula to body temperature and carefully fed each puppy. After feeding, he used a warm, damp cloth to gently rub their lower bellies and bottoms. This helps puppies go to the bathroom since they're too young to do this on their own. Their mother would normally lick them to make this happen, so the man had to help them instead. Between the feedings, the man searched online for information about caring for orphaned puppies. He learned that the first few weeks of a puppy's life are very important. What happens during this time shapes how healthy and friendly they will be as grown dogs. It was a big job he had taken on, but looking at the sleeping puppies, he knew it was worth it. When morning came, the man was tired from waking up several times in the night, but he felt happy. All puppies had made it through their first night in his care. He carefully weighed each one on his new scale and wrote down the numbers in a notebook. The smallest puppy weighed only a few ounces, much less than the others, but at least it hadn't lost weight overnight. The days began to follow a pattern. Every 3 hours around the clock, the man prepared warm bottles, fed each puppy, helped them go to the bathroom, cleaned them, weighed them, and wrote everything down. Between feedings, he tried to sleep when he could. His body slowly got used to waking up throughout the day and night. Some of his friends came by to help, sometimes taking a feeding shift so the man could sleep a little longer. After 1 week of care, all 5 puppies had gained weight. Their eyes were now fully open, bright, and beginning to focus on movement. The smallest puppy, though still smaller than its brothers and sisters, showed amazing determination. It would push past the others to get to its bottle first. The man began to feel especially close to this tiny fighter. During the second week, the puppies began to show their own personalities. The biggest puppy was loud and brave, always the first to explore during their short playtimes on a blanket on the floor. Another puppy was quiet and watchful, seeming to think about everything. 2 puppies were somewhere in between, playful but careful. The smallest puppy stayed quieter than the others, but had started a sweet habit. After eating, it loved to curl up on the man's chest, its tiny paws moving gently against his shirt as if thanking him. As the third week began, the puppies started to wobble around their box on stronger legs. The man made their living space bigger, creating a pen in the corner of his living room. He brought in soft toys and different materials for them to touch and feel, things like smooth plastic, fuzzy fabric, and crinkly paper. This helps puppies learn about the world around them. Thinking about adoption gave the man mixed feelings. He had known from the beginning that finding good homes for the puppies was the goal. The animal rescue had already put pictures of the puppies on their website to find potential adopters. Yet, as he watched the smallest puppy that evening bravely climbing over a toy twice its size, he felt something special. This little fighter had become very important to him. Just then, as if sensing his thoughts, the puppy looked up at him and wagged its tiny tail. The decision wasn't hard after that. 4 good homes would be found for the other puppies, but this smallest one, this brave little soul who had fought so hard to live, stay with him forever. The puppy who had been abandoned and had nothing would now have everything: safety, love, and a person to call its own. The smallest puppy left the playgroup and climbed into the man's lap. It turned around 3 times before settling down with a contented sigh. This one was staying, a forever reminder that sometimes the best things in life come when we least expect them. The man gently stroked the puppy's soft head. "You're home now," he whispered. "You're home for good." Taking in these abandoned puppies had changed the man's life. He now volunteered at the local animal shelter on weekends. He helped spread the word about pets needing homes. He even kept in touch with the families who adopted the other puppies, organizing playdates so the brothers and sisters could see each other again. But most importantly, he never walked through the park without keeping his eyes and ears open. Because sometimes the smallest creatures need the biggest help, and a little kindness can save a life.